Hey, what's up, guys? True Chaos back once again. Race number 3 in the first round of the chase. We made it into the chase, and currently we are at the bottom of the pile. We are more than likely not going to advance into the chase, but you never know what could happen. So we're going to go ahead and attempt to qualify Dover this time around, just to really try to have a fighting chance at, sticking in this thing. Win is not likely, but at least we can say we, really tried to stay in the chase. I mean, the first season, if you make it in, go for it and do what you gotta do. So let's see what we can get. We'll stick to the usual. Initially, when I started the series, we qualified with 2 or 3 laps. I think we'll do the same thing here, just to keep things short. And I mean, who really wants to sit out here and run for the entire session of 20 minutes? I think I've done that once, and that was just because it was a track that I hadn't fully learned yet. So it was honestly the best choice for me to get the hang of it. So we're going to do this here at Dover. Run maybe 3 laps. Let the big dogs get out here and see how we stand in comparison to them here. Definitely, I don't like Dover as a track, but I like it when you're in a fast car. I think one of my favorite things was when I was playing through the 2017 update. I came back to Dover. I had just unlocked like the second to last upgrade, which I believe was a grip improvement. And Dover was the first track I got to drive in. And it was during the postseason, so it was the second time we came to Dover. I did terrible the first time I was at Dover, but the second time in, after having that upgrade added on the car, it felt so great to come into Dover and just run. I mean, we were running like it was no tomorrow. The car just stuck in all these corners on the inside until the tires wore out, and then you stick in the corner and you go directly into the wall right under that light there. So it was interesting, to say the least. So we're gonna finish this lap, and then we will go ahead and hand things over to the AI and see where we end up. I fully think, since Deep Benedetto is at the 3rd right now, and none of the really fast cars from the front are up here, we're going to be in the back of the pack still, so let's find out. So 25.074 was our fastest lap. Let's send the results. Oh wow, we actually got 13th. We have another session to go.
Go.
Let's see what we can do. I'm actually completely shocked. That means we actually gotta have a chance to be at the front of the pack and maybe make some moves and maybe get enough points to stay in the chase. So we'll do it again, 2 or 3 laps here, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm just happy we got to the chase with that win at Martinsville. I'm glad to know that no matter what I'm playing with, I know that setup works very well for me, at least. If you're curious as to what my setup was for Martinsville, it got me the win in the early stages of this. Definitely you want to check out the video that I posted and see about it. I mean, take it and go into practice and see what you can do. I mean, if you're running times, if your time using that setup is 19 to 20 seconds, in normal and easy, there's no reason for you to not get the pole or at least a top 5 starting position. So that's definitely the way to go. So Keselowski, McMurray both took those hits there. And we'll finish this lap and go back on and let it simulate. Whew, all these weather flip-flops have me feeling some kind of way when it comes to allergies and all that. If you do any kind of talking for a living, it's just the spring-winter switch wreaks havoc on your voice, just in general.
Today, NASCAR
more and more other broadcasters I know doing radio and stuff, all have been posting lately. It's just like I can't talk, so it's rough if you're living in an area where the weather likes to flip flop a whole bunch. I mean, snowed a couple weeks ago, and then a couple days later it was in the 80s, and 60s and 70s about a week ago, and we were back in the 40s and 50s this week. Yeah, I got a little too aggressive there and lost spots and hit the wall. I expected that. So I don't think we're going to advance to the chase at this point, but I'll be optimistic about it. You never know what you can or cannot do in here. But for sure, Dover when you're in a fast car is so much fun. At least to me, I mean, especially if you've managed to get in and stick to the corners. And exit the corners without, ramming into the wall coming out of turn 4. Like on rare occasions, I would come out of this turn 1 and ram into the wall. Alright. This is also one where I would consider making a wedge adjustment on the car slower, but other than that, I don't ever change anything when I come to Dover with the way the car is set up with using the normal physics. I will say the one thing that sucks about this chase setup is Martinsville is in the later rounds. Like if Martinsville was early on in the rounds, we might have gone just a little bit further.
That was a great lap.
So let's see what happens here. Oh, come on, Menard, get out the way.
Clear. Car low. Still there.
That's the one thing I do not like. The spotter, he waits until it really gets to a point where you might come down, rather than kind of keeping you up. Still there, every couple of seconds, an interval or so, rather than just when you're starting to come down on them.
Stay low. Still there.
It's like I can't see the left side of my car or the right side.
Stay low.
There's no way to
Still
turn
there. Here you go.
and take a look at anything in this game.
Stay low. Still
The
there.
the right analog stick is basically just dead weight on your controller.
Car
There's
low.
no rhyme or reason in this game.
Car low.
It's like they didn't even bother to map it for anything. I mean, it could have been the gear shift, for goodness sake.
Car low.
And 25th, so we missed the cut for the chase this season, but next season might be a different story. Next season, I believe it's either halfway through the season or right at the start. The money you start getting off of these races in the second season goes up fairly substantially. In addition to you still getting, new sponsors. We got new sponsors at the end of that last race. If I would have slowed down a little bit before I cut it off, we would have seen that. So now we got a raise on our sponsors, so we're bringing in even more money now. So it went from being $4,750 to $9,500. So definitely a huge increase there for us, and also gives us a nice little extra bonus. So there you have it, the chase standings for us. We wound up finishing dead last. So the chase is out of the question for us at this point. We're just one of the cars in the field. Kind of go ahead and just, take advantage. But it works out. So either way, next video you see me doing, I will be playing this game with simulation mode. So it looks like we'll be running Charlotte, Kansas, Talladega, Martinsville, Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead, all in simulation mode. Unless it really sucks that bad for me, and then I might switch back just because, it's not fun to be 8 laps down because you can't steer correctly. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.